Hello everybody, this is my MOC LEGO custom review based on a scene in Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Before I begin this video, I just want to say that the purpose of this MOC isn't to perfectly catch every detail that can meet the eyes in movies, but rather make a mock prototype of what I would love to have as a LEGO set. At this point in time, I would assume that if you wanted to watch this video, you've seen the movie, so let's get into it. So this is what I would call LEGO Star Wars Kijimi Dyad Duel. Similar to the sets, Duel on Mustafar and Duel on Starkiller Base, it would include two minifigures and the signature dueling function between them. The two minifigures are Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and Rey. For Rey, I have her in her Kijimi coat, just to switch it up from the generic figure in her white Jedi robes, along with Anakin's saber, as shown by the black stud at the end, and also her staff, modified to have gunmetal lightsaber handles. It would be new head printing, which showed Rey afraid and angry. I think that would fit this minifigure best. Then Supreme Leader Kylo Ren would be the generic Kylo Ren minifigure from the Rise of Skywalker series. Though if I had my way, it would be really neat for his helmet and cloak to have snowflake prints. Some of the unique items I would include would be the old Darth Vader helmet mold, OG's Sith Dagger, and also a little barrel of space berries, I guess. When it came to selecting Ochi's dagger, there were three really good competitors. So the first one was this Sting sword from The Lord of the Rings, Dagger of Time from the Prince of Persia theme, and a little sword which I believe was more popular among the Heroica theme. I figured the Dagger of Time would work because of the strange shaping, which could allow for the little feature that it has of being a clue to the Wayfinder, but I wasn't too sure about that. Then there was this Heroica one, which was really long and kind of like very geometric in its shape. And I liked the sharpness of it, and even like this little groove could like represent runes or something carved into it. But in the end, I decided the more movie accurate one was Sting, as far as the indented curve on the blade, the cross guards, which are nice and curved, and also size-wise compared to a minifigure scale. I chose this older helmet for Darth Vader because not only is it a more classic mold, but also it does look a little more shrinked and shriveled if we're comparing it to this new piece, which actually comes in two pieces, by the way. But if this was to be labeled as the normal mask in LEGO themes, then this would be more accurate for like a shriveled look. And it does have that skull kind of look. But it's also nice because this one, even though it comes in two pieces, the size for this makes it much more usable for a feature, which I will show later in this video. Well, I guess I should spill the beans. Boop. Beans. Before we really get into the features of this build, I do want to point out some pretty neat details which I enjoyed. And that starts with the plating and tiling on this very front. Because the whole point of this dyad is to kind of create a balance between light side and the dark side. At least that's the way I see it. But if you were to take off these colored studs, not only are they like nice and decorative, but they also kind of provide insight as to the character on that side of the dyad. So for instance, Rey. She comes from darkness, but always is surrounded by light. And then we have Kylo Ren, who, though he comes from the light, he's surrounded in darkness. And I thought that was a neat little play. Also, there's that little gray area with the roller skate, just to kind of represent balance. And then the roller skate kind of gives it like a cool, I don't know, like a seal. Kind of like what wax letter has. You know, you stamp it with the seal. So creating that bond. I just kind of thought that was personally clever, but anyway, the theme of balance was really one of my big focuses in this build, because it's all dark gray on this side, and it's all white, and then here is just to kind of balance it out some more, or at least representing the balance. And then this window originally was going to be all white, but I couldn't find the pieces necessary to finish it up. So these would be white, creating that window look, which is just created with a simple stud against the wall. Nothing too fancy. Anyway, continue on, and I guess let's take a look at the places themselves, because like as far as build, I didn't plan this originally, but anyway, right here, this side has only one staircase and it has walls, whereas this side has two staircases and no walls. So it's balanced in the set of negative space, positive space. I kind of thought that was clever. Something else I did was, instead of the usual two circular duels like this one, I instead decided to go with a square and a circle. This side is square, not because Rey is square or anything, but rather this is square because the Imperial Kylo Ren's quarters on the Steadfast, I believe it's called, they're very geometric. And then whereas Kijimi, everything on it is a little bit more organic. So that's why I gave it that kind of look. I thought it was clever, but you can say whatever. Now let's go into the feature. So this first feature, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of it. I love it so much. You guys will never guess it. But you can take Rey's staff and actually lean it on the table right here, just like she does in the film. What? Okay, I'm kidding. That's really not the cool feature. That's gonna blow your mind. Maybe none of these will blow your mind because they're pretty simple. But of course, you have the regular dueling feature. Just angle their lightsabers and, you know, classic dueling set. Or you can do it by the edges right here. Kind of works. Maybe if I added handles, kind of like the Anakin and Obi-Wan on Mustafar. But yeah, that's the focus of this set. But I also wanted to try to incorporate the Dyad itself into playability. So here's the berry beans, I don't know. They're just some kind of space fruit, I guess. You stick it on this sliding tile, and even though it's Rey that hits it, I wanted to balance out their features. So first, you have the berries, which can be spilled over. Oh my goodness, this is a really bad batch today. There, let's add another step just for this. So, you know, you can adjust it, right? Oh, come on. My apologies. There we go. All right, so you take your figure, and there we go. Beans spilled all over the place. And then we have Rey's side, the Dyad, where as she fights and she gets angrier and angrier. Sorry, gotta reposition that character right. This might take some angling of the lightsaber, but when it works, it's pretty cool. So this is actually meant to knock off Darth Vader's helmet. Let's see if I can get a closer look at it. Okay. Whoop! There goes the camera. Okay, sorry about that. Now you can see it in its glory as she prepares to smack it because, you know, they're fighting, and then knocks the helmet down between them, and Kylo is looking at it. So I thought that was pretty fun. It is a bit awkward because it can get knocked in between them, and it can be kind of hard to retrieve between two spinning figures, but you can mess with it and do whatever you want. So that is that. Oh, I also should mention that one more thing that I really like about this set is that either way you look at it, it kind of works. So on one side, you know, you have Rey in Kylo Ren's quarters and then Kylo Ren on Kijimi. But if you flip it around and make it so their character is actually looking in the area that they're at, it's more like Rey is seeing Kylo Ren on the Steadfast, whereas Kylo Ren is seeing Rey on Kijimi. I don't know. From a certain point of view, it works. Doesn't always, but I believe that that is it for this video. What do you guys think of this build? Would you want a set like this? Let me know in the comments below. Also, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Hope that you were inspired to get your brick on. Thank you so much for watching. Happy building, and may the Force be with you.